All right, we're live.
Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Direct Selling Success Tips that are going to help you in your business to have success right now. So, we're going to get started today and jump right in. So, I'm going to introduce myself and then you'll get to meet my fabulous partner over here. Today, we're good. Today we're good. And so, I'm Shalonda Gordon, and I have about 20 years in direct selling experience and have had success. And all I say is I
All
can't
right, we're
imagine
live.
another way.
Hello, hello, everybody.
Ooh, that's
Welcome back
me.
to Direct
Sorry,
Selling.
that was my
Are we doing
fault.
that again? Is that you?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
wanted to hear myself. I like to make sure we sound right. So yeah, I didn't want to. I wanted to go ahead and share some of the things that we've done. We want to go ahead and share some of the things that we've done in order to have success, so you can kind of stop chasing around in circles and not getting where you really desire to be. So I'm Shalonda Gordon, and I'm gonna pass it on over to my partner.
Hey guys, it's Apple Daniels from California. Super excited to be here. Like Shalana was saying, we're going to talk about a lot of different things, but today we're really going to cover something that we feel a lot of people who are in direct sales struggle with, which is time management. And really just managing your time effectively so that you can build your business, and particularly if you are somebody who has kids, or if you're somebody that has a job, or you have all these other things going on. One of the main questions that we're always asked is, well, how do I find the time to build my business online? So we're going to talk about a number of those things, and share with you some things that we've done. I know that I've been a working mom while building my business. I have kids, husband, and a number of responsibilities. And I know that Shalonda's also been a working mom, who has had a number of responsibilities with church. And I won't get into her story. I'll let her go ahead and tell that. But we're really excited to share these things with you. And it's our intention that these things will really help you to succeed in your business. You're muted.
Yes, yes. Am I muted? Yeah, I'm back now. I was like, I feel like I was doing something. So yes, this is gonna be great. I actually, as a single mom of two, really time is of the essence. Even when you decide to come home, this is my going on my second year being home full time with just my business. But prior to that, for 11 years, I had a business and a job and took care of the household as head of household. And there are some specific tools that we want to go through as far as how to manage the time, because honestly, nobody's out there telling you to just jump off. Now, at least I'm not. I don't know, Apple. You tell me, but some people take the idea like, oh, I'm supposed to just quit everything and start a business. Well, actually, it's best to start learning how to manage your time first, because more time, that phrase, more problems, more money, more problems, more time, more problems. The more time you have, sometimes it seems to be that what's that saying? An idle mind. We know what happens to an idle
Yes,
mind,
ma'am.
right?
No.
So, we have to consider this. So there are a few specific things that can help you with scheduling and having better time management. And if you learn this when you have a little bit of time, how you handle one thing is how you'll handle everything. So if you learn how to manage your time when you only have a little bit of it, then as it expands and you get more of it to put into your business, you'll be able to manage that time well also.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I don't know if we want to just go ahead and jump right in. I know that this can be a very heavy, heavy topic. If what are some things? I guess I should ask you, Shalana, because you've been doing this a lot longer than me. I started in the network marketing industry, the direct sales industry, in 2006. And I really didn't come online until 2010. And that's kind of when it really got heavy, because by that time I had the twins, and then we had Isaac was on the way, and so that was when it really got serious for me. Like, okay, I need to figure out how to do this. I need to figure out how to make it work. Obviously now I have new babies, but what are some of the things that you learned early on about managing your time, or what are some of the things that you've done to manage your time effectively as an entrepreneur, as a mompreneur, as a network marketer, as someone who's been successful in direct sales?
I'm going to say the first thing that probably people would not expect, which was one of the main issues I had, was you really have to be patient with yourself and love yourself. Because at the beginning, there would be a lot of frustration when my daughters would come and like interrupt me, when I'd be like in the zone, like, you know, you get in the zone and you're there for a good 5-10 minutes and you know, ooh, I'm getting ready to get like 40 minutes of good work in, right? And then bam, mommy, 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 and I'd be like, I just can't take these interruptions, you know. And so I had to start really being patient with myself. That was one of the main things, was being patient with myself and then scheduling accordingly. So at the beginning, some might say, you know, you should have 3-hour blocks, 4-hour blocks, 2-hour blocks. But at the beginning, you might only be able to set maybe 30 to 45-minute blocks to get things done. Now, let me go into what I'm saying here. In order to really manage my time when I had a job and the household and that kind of thing, in order to have success where I really put time into my business, I had to schedule blocks of time to do so. And when I did that, I also would use like my iPad, or I had a stopwatch back then, because back in those days, I didn't have an iPad or an iPhone. I had a flip phone, but that's a whole nother story. So anyway, so I had a little flip phone. And then, but that's before BlackBerry days too. So I had a stopwatch, and I would set the stopwatch, I would set it to go, and then I'd get to work. And then when 30 minutes was up, I'd stop it, and then I'd stop and go handle things, make sure my kids could see me and everything. And then I would come back, start the stopwatch again, and do another 30-minute block or a 45-minute block. And honestly, those 30 minutes became very focused work, very focused time into my business. If that included me going through a follow-ups, then I'd follow up with people at that time. If that included me preparing mailings, that I might have been mailing out, some individuals had requested some samples, I might be mailing out samples, then I prepared all of those at that time. Okay, these are things I would specifically do at that time. I would know exactly what I was going to do when the block of time started. Okay, so you need to know exactly what you're going to do when the block of time starts, and then you spend that time doing that exact activity. That was one of my main things. And love yourself. Be kind to yourself. How about for you, Apple? What was the things that you actually did when you started and you was like, okay, wait a minute.
You know, for me, when I first started, it was really hard because I had to learn how to manage stuff around a baby. Like you know, came online, like I said, while I was pregnant with Isaac, but things didn't really get into full swing until after he was already born. And so the good thing about it was that the twins were going to like preschool, and then they would go to daycare after preschool. You guys know I'm pro daycare. And Isaac was here with me for the first year. And so one of the things that I would have to do is, I actually have a video on YouTube where I needed to do this video to promote a webinar. And so I sat him on my lap and I did the video. Now, a lot of people might be saying that that's crazy, but I had to get it done. He was home, and it was, you know, it was one of those days where he really wasn't letting me walk away from him. Like I wasn't able to necessarily leave him, because then he would start crying, or, you know, something would go wrong. So I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and get him. He was probably about 6 or 7 months, and just sat him right on my lap and did the video, and kind of was like, hey guys, you know, you see I got my little work buddy here, my little accountability partner, you know, and I just did the video. Uncomfortable, yeah. You know, but it's about getting things done. I also, like you said, would schedule out blocks of time. So I knew when the kids were going to eat. I knew when the kids were going to have playtime. I knew when the kids were going to do this and that. So I would try to get little things done in between. Maybe I couldn't get like an entire day's worth of work in, but you can stop and you can send out an email real quick. You can stop and you could do a Facebook post real quick. You got to find, like she was saying, those little blocks of time, even if they're really, really small, but just periods where you can do little things, because, you know, the saying goes, like, you don't eat an elephant. Shalonda's going to be mad that I referenced the elephant, but that's an insider. But you don't eat an elephant the whole thing in one sitting. You do it one bite at a time, right? And so that's the same way you got to look at your business when you're managing your time. Your intention or your goal should not be, let me get everything done right now in one sitting. Your goal should be, okay, I know I have these other things going, but let me figure out how I can get this in real quick. Okay, now I'm going to do something for the house. Let me get this in real quick. Okay, now it's time to feed the kids. Let me get this in real quick. And if you don't have kids, well, now it's time to do something else. You know what I mean? Whatever that other responsibility is that you have. And you fit things in throughout your day, but you already know in your mind what you need to do, right? So you have a list that you're working from, and you're saying, I'm going to get this done here. Okay, I got about 30 minutes here. Cool. That's enough time to send an email. Oh, I got an hour here. Great. That's enough time to send a blog post. Wait a minute. I only got about 5 minutes. Okay, let me shoot out a quick Facebook message. You know what I'm saying? But you already know, and so you're checking these things off your list based on the blocks of time that you have. So that always worked for me.
Yeah, that is real good, and that's real good. And then just realizing you have to get things done. I would say, you know, one thing to start at the very beginning too, after I said you be kind to yourself, possibly if you already know time management's an issue for you, the question really is, where are you wasting time? Because some of places where you're wasting time, you may not really be wasting time, right? But you really don't know unless you figure it out. So how you do this is take about 4 to 5 days, maybe take your week. Okay, and on Monday you get up, you write down what time you got up between each blocks of hour. If you have a job and you're at work from 8 to 12 or whatever, and then you take lunch, write that down. 8 to 12 work, 12 to 1 lunch, 1 to wherever work, come home. If you're in traffic, put that block in too. Whatever you're doing when you get home, if you're cooking dinner, write that block down. Just get like a few pages of paper and write this down, keep track of this for a good 5 days. Now, on Saturday, if you do it Monday through Friday, on Saturday, review this information and really see. See, some of you might be at work, and then when you get home, you cook dinner, and then you have this 3 to 4 hour block every day where you're watching TV. But, you like, this is my relaxing time. You don't even realize that you're really watching 3 to 4 hours of TV every day. 4 hours of TV, 5 days a week, that's 20 hours of TV. That's a part-time job.
Mm-hmm.
That's a part-time job, but you don't even realize it. Now, I'm not speaking at you, because I'm going to tell you, me and TV have a special relationship. You know what I'm saying? We have our moments where we just get lost in each other. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you about that. But the point is, I've had to break up with him several times. Several times. I've had to say, you know what? That's the reason why I don't have a flat screen. My dad has one, y'all. I'll go there and see. I'm just going to tell y'all real quick. I'll go to my dad's house in the basement. He got this big LG smart TV. I promise you, the pixels are so good, it looks like everybody's in front of a green screen. You might not understand what I'm saying, but it's beautiful, right? That TV is so banging that I will go down there and sit and look at it, and it won't even be on. It won't even be on. I'll just be sitting there staring at it. Like, oh, my God. It's gorgeous. Not even on. Just a TV. That's why I told my dad it was on my dream list. I told my dad, he was like, you want one? I was like, nah, we'll be broke up in here. We won't pay no bills if I have one of these TVs at home. So I just travel out to my friends and watch them when I have that time. But really, seriously, write down exactly what you're doing each day, and that's going to show you where you can go ahead and add work. Now, I'm not telling you if you have 4 hour blocks every day of TV, you can't watch no TV. I'm saying take that and take 2 hours of that and start working on your business. 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, that's 10 hours in your business. That can change your life. That can change what your business looks like. Because, see, with business versus a job where you're exchanging time for money, with your business, every hour you put into it is working for you every single day. Every single day. So the more hours you have into that thing, the more you'll be getting out of it. So when you think about it that way, it's really up to you. But take some of that time that you're really not doing stuff. If you're one of those people sleeping 10 hours a day, I'm going to need you to go to the gym, get some energy, get some stamina about yourself, and start sleeping for 7 to 8 or 6 to 7, 8 hours. Take those 2 hours out that 10 and get some work done, right? That's just another idea. Apple, what you got?
I'm going to touch on this TV thing that you talked about, because you know me and my shows. Like, I have certain shows that I'm just going to watch. And I will share with you kind of what I do to incorporate that into my marketing, because everything that I do is very intentional. Like, you'll look at my page and you might think, oh, Apple is like never like she's hardly ever marketing. When does she get stuff in? Because she says the most random stuff. She does the most random facts, or she does, the mom tales with her kids, and she's out doing this. But everything that I do is very intentional, and everything that I do has a purpose behind it for my marketing, whether it's engagement or to be entertaining, because there's different types of marketing, and I can't remember all of them, but it's like entertainment, there's the value, there's something else. Remind me and I'll get it for you guys. But there's specific types of marketing that you can do. And I do a lot of engagement and or entertainment marketing because I'm a personality marketer. Like, I don't know how to be serious, just all the time hardcore sales marketer. I'm just me, and I use my personality to my benefit in my business. So when it comes to this TV thing, like, everybody knows my scandal. We don't compromise scandal. We don't compromise. Like, now we got the little haves and have-nots thing. There's certain things that I don't compromise. And I don't actually do this on Facebook. I do this on Twitter. But every single day on Twitter, when Days of Our Lives comes on, I'm super active. I'm like commenting on people's stuff. I'm like talking smack about like characters. But I'm not saying go do that. I'm saying, if this is you and that's your personality and you have certain shows that you have to watch, find a way to incorporate that and find a way to tap into another community. Tap into the community that's watching Survivor or Days of Our Lives or The Biggest Loser or whatever. Find different ways that you can tap into those communities and get to know those people. Because now when I come on, I have other people from those communities that follow me. So guess what? So now when I'm tweeting about business, guess who's seeing it? People that would have never seen it before, but because we've connected based on these hashtags or this particular interest, now they're paying attention. And I don't even have to do a hardcore sales. I'm just kind of like, hey, you know what, I'm working at home, or, oh, I'll see y'all later, I got to go work. Or I'll crack a joke like, oh, let me roll over and turn on my computer and start working. To the point where now people are like, oh, well, hey, what's it that you do? Like, how are you able to work at home? How are you able to do this and watch Scandal? And, some of my sorority sisters, they joke with me that they have to hide my profile at certain times a day because I'll be like, oh, it's nap time. It's time for Days of Our Lives. And they're at work, But it's all with a purpose. It's not that I'm doing this to say, okay, I'm just going to kill some time. So if that is you, because there are some people that don't watch TV, but if you are somebody who enjoys that or you enjoy music, find different ways to incorporate that into your marketing and use those extra 2 or 3 hours instead of just sitting. Use them to actually market your business. I do it with award shows too, all the time. Just talk mess, hashtag. There are different things that you can do in terms of fitting your marketing into your actual schedule. You have more time than you think you do, and I think that's the point that we're both trying to get across.
Yes, absolutely. That is very, very good point. And I'm totally going to start doing that. I'm not going to lie. Some shows I wasn't tweeting about because it was kind of like a secret, show I like to watch. so if I watch some shows, I'd be like, no, they can't know I watched that. Because there's a lot of shows people probably be like, dang, you watched that? But I like that idea you have. I'm going to have to hit up my Twitter. I'm going to have to go ahead and check that out. See who else is watching some of my favorite little shows there, because I have quite a few. But another thing, guys, that you want to do when you're considering your time management is to create goals. Okay, if you don't know where you're going, then you're going to be putting in time and you're kind of not even going to know when you've reached the goal or not. So you want to first, to start off with this, you want to first create the goal, and then you want to create a plan to get to that goal. So if you know you're going to have 10 hours this week and you know you need to have this particular goal completed this week, be it follow up with clients, be it invites to meetings, be it if you're online and you're bringing your direct selling business onto the internet, be it go through a few trainings, right? Write a few blog posts, create some social media content to put out there, whatever these things are, and you know these things need to be taken care of, go ahead and set the goal. So an example, by the end of this week, by Friday, I'll have 5 blog posts up and written that are going to guide people to our Super Saturday we're having in 3 weeks, right? Where I'm going to capture their information and be able to communicate with them via email and then get them to this event, right? So that might be the goal. So now you have to break that into a plan. So that means I have 5 blog posts. I need to get content for each post. Content that's going to get an individual thinking and motivated to get to this event in 2 weeks. Okay, be it making money, be it paying off debt, be it paying off your car note, whatever motivates, whatever your particular niche, your group of people you speak to, that you understand their needs. You know, you need to make sure you're creating this content for them. So now you have that written out, and then you go ahead and you create that content, so you know when you sit down in that block of time exactly what you're going to do. Okay, exactly what you're going to do. That's going to help your time. It's like help bring your time together closer. It's basically like tightening up your time right there, because it's going to be targeted, it's going to be focused, and you already know what you're going to do, which kind of motivates you to go ahead and get started. Usually the idea of not knowing what to do keeps you from doing anything, right? So now you'll be able to actually take action because you know exactly what action steps you're going to be taking. That's another idea.
I want to step in and say something on that, because I was just looking at something, and it talks about, you know, procrastination, right? Because a lot of times people, it's not that you're not taking action, it's not that you don't have the time, it's that you've procrastinated. So you know you got to get the blog post out, you know you got to get that email out, you know you got to shoot that video, but you spend so much time doing things that you shouldn't be doing, that here comes the end of the day and you feel like, oh my God, I didn't get my blog post out, I didn't shoot the video, now I'm trying to get this email out and I want to email my list at 10 o'clock. Well, they didn't respond to me. Well, everybody's asleep. It's 10 o'clock. Like, nobody is focused. You know, if anybody is focused on anything business-wise, they're focused on getting prepared for the next day. Like, nobody is really just heavily marketing at 10 o'clock at night. So a lot of times it comes from the fact that you're procrastinating. It's not even that you don't have the time. And I think one of the first steps in really overcoming that and managing your time is admitting that you have a problem with time, and essentially admitting that you're a procrastinator. You know, you have to realize, like, okay, you have to ask yourself, okay, what are the things that I'm doing that I should not be doing that are preventing me from getting stuff done, right? And you make a list of those things. And you try to figure out, like, okay, well, what things can be avoided? Is it that I'm taking a nap? Is it that I need a break? Is it that I need this? Incorporate your breaks in there. One of the things that we were doing is I have my Google Calendar, and I showed somebody, and they were like, oh my God, I can't believe how full your calendar is. But it was succinct. I mean, I had, and this is when I was working, I had my meditation time, you know, scheduled in there at 5 in the morning. I had my prayer call in there at 6 o'clock in the morning. I had from 7 to 8:30, that was commute time, i.e. get up, get dressed, get the kids dressed, get me dressed, get out the door, get them to daycare and school, get me to work. That's what I was doing in that block of time. Now it sounds funny, and you would think, like, well, why would you have to schedule in your commute time? Because mentally I'm telling myself, this is what you're doing during this time. Nothing else happens. We have a midday call that we do on our team, and I was responsible for sending out the emails. I had my alarm go off to send out the actual email. That was a block of time. I had my block of time for the actual midday call, whether I was speaking or not. This was the time that I'm supposed to be on this call, getting motivation, getting personal development, connecting with my team, supporting the other leaders, et cetera, et cetera. You know, I had my daily audio time during my lunch time. So it was lunch / listen to Inner Circle. So that I knew, like, on my lunch period, I was supposed to be listening to an Inner Circle audio. Now, keep in mind, no, I didn't have any time on my calendar for actually, I did. Let me stop. I did. I put some time on my calendar for the work that I would do for my company. Which is funny, because I was actually there supposed to be doing their work. But, you know, I did. I said, okay, from 2 to 4 o'clock or from 2 to 3 o'clock, I'm actually going to do some real work, you know. But that was because I had learned my job, so to speak, and I knew what I was supposed to do, and I kind of knew the limitations and what I could get away with and what I can't. Your schedule will be different from mine, but take advantage of different things, like using a Google Calendar and saying, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing every day. And then create yourself, you know, a content map or a marketing map. I want to talk about this, you know, motivational Mondays, maybe testimony Tuesdays, where I have, you know, I'm sharing testimonies, and, you know, wealthy Wednesdays where I'm talking about wealth concepts, and Thursday could be something else, and Fridays could be Follow Friday. Like, you're just taking hashtags that are on social media anyway, you know, and so now you know what you're supposed to be talking about. So now not only do you know when you're supposed to be marketing, but you know what you're supposed to be talking about. So that was something else that I used to do that helped a lot. And the other thing, I don't want to keep going on, but the other thing, start taking advantage of auto posting and scheduling out your stuff. You know, if you're a WordPress blogger, you can schedule out your blogs and get response in an Aweber, whatever email you use. You can schedule out your emails. You know, there are a lot of different things that you can do that will allow you to manage your time more effectively so that you're not necessarily a slave to your business. But again, going back to those 2-hour blocks of time, you know, half of the time you're not really watching TV. TV's watching you. Now, I won't lie. During Scandal, all bets are off. Don't talk to me. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't nothing. Right? But there are a lot of shows that I'm kind of paying attention to, but not really paying attention to. And so even though TV might be on and I might look up, you know, I'm looking up at the TV, but then I'm also at my computer and I'm like, okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let me schedule out this email to go out at 6 o'clock in the morning, my time, which is 9 o'clock Eastern. So I'm hitting everybody in the morning, right? But obviously at 6 o'clock on my schedule, it says I'm supposed to be doing prayer call or commuting or getting the kids ready. So you know I'm not on Facebook putting out that call, but because I have it scheduled out, I don't have to worry about it no more. Like, it's all done, you know. So those are just some other tips that you guys can do to manage your time more effectively.
Yes, yes. And honestly, am I muted? No, I'm good. Okay. And honestly, I would say to go along with that, Apple, as well, is that's what really being online, I'm just kind of bringing it back because that's really what having access to the internet for your marketing does for you. It really allows you to leverage yourself. So as you begin to manage your time better, you'll begin to see the things that you can put on auto posting, the things that you can have basically automated so that they're taking place as you spend time doing other things. You know, writing out your emails, having them ready to go out. So now you know that's already done on Monday for the week or even for the next 3 days. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you don't have to worry about that part because you're leveraging a system, which is something else I have on here, which is with time management, making sure you have an organized system. Okay, an organized system. And in our industry, it's all about, I'm sure you've heard the phrase residual, passive income, residual income, you know, all these phrases, right? But yet you're like, I'm busting my butt, ain't nothing passive about it, right? Well, this is where these kind of tools come in, where you can really leverage yourself and get that to a point where your systems are leveraged to the point where they're doing what they need to do, and you're creating an income because of that. Okay, they're doing what they need to do, and you're creating an income because of that. Now, as you stay with us over the next weeks that we continue to come on here, and you really take heed to what we're saying to do and begin to implement this into your life, into your business, you'll begin to see yourself. You'll begin to come looking at your email with commissions and this kind of thing. We're not making any guarantees, little disclaimer there. Yet the reality of it is if you put in the work then and you leverage the internet, you leverage the systems, you'll be able to actually see yourself creating more income based on the hours you're putting in to your business. Would you agree with that, Apple?
Yeah, I think, okay, yeah. I was like, I think you're muted. But yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Both Shalonda and I have time management training that we offer those that partner with us. And so the goal is, again, like we said when we first started doing these hangouts, is that, you know, the goal is regardless of what business you're in, we want you to be successful in the direct sales industry. It has allowed both of us to walk away from our jobs. It has allowed both of us to be able to spend more time with our kids, to build the residual passive income, to be able to do things with our families, and to be able to hang out and just kind of relax a little bit and take some of the pressure off. Not that it's not hard work still, but that we're able to take some of the pressure off of what we have to do on a daily basis and allow us to kind of fit those other things in, the church activities, the kid activities, and all of that other stuff. My son is getting ready to start, one of my sons is starting soccer. So this is another thing that's going to be added to the list. And you better believe I'm going to be out there with my phone, the loudest mom there, the most shootingest video blogging mom about my son and his soccer experience. But I'm able to do that because I have learn to manage my time effectively so that I could be successful in direct sales, which will then allow me to do the things that I want to do, which is enjoy my life. So if you're watching this hangout right now, there is a button, there are two buttons below this video. One is for myself and one is for Shalonda. Depending on which one of us invited you to this call, the thing that you need to do to get access to the training on time management and managing your time more effectively as a direct sales, as a person in direct sales, is click one of those buttons below the video and get started with us right away. You don't really want to miss out on this opportunity. The thing is, a lot of you have been sitting here for a while. You're spinning your wheels. You're spinning your head. You're like, I really don't know. I've been in this company. I've been in that company. I've tried this method and that method, and I really want this to work. And I started my own business. You know, I'm not even in necessarily direct sales, but I understand that there's some tools and methods that I can use to apply to my business. Well, if you're still sitting there, what you need to do right now is go ahead and click the buttons and get started so that you can start managing time more effectively, and you don't have to sit there wishing that it was you. It's summertime right now. It's hot. I remember being in a corporate office on a really nice day, like, God, how am I going to scheme and talk to my boss about getting out of here? What Shalonda remember the phone call together and be like, I'm about to go in here and make up some excuse about, you know, how I need to leave or why I need to work from home and why it's more beneficial, and, you know, what kid do I got to pick up? Like, I was trying to think about, okay, what kid has what activity today that I can figure out how to get out of here early. You know, you don't want to sit there looking out the window thinking about, and I worked by the mall. That is like the worst place to work by in the summertime. On a really nice day, you see all the cars going by. Everybody's out to lunch. They have sushi happy hour. You know, they getting it cracking. It's nice and beautiful. And you sitting in an office in a cube, you know, trying to figure out like how you can scheme to get out of work. You don't have to do that anymore. And what we're trying to provide for you is an alternative solution for you to still make the money necessary for you to be able to provide for your family, but also for you to live the lifestyle that you dream about, you know, and make those dreams come into a reality. So go ahead. You want to click those buttons below. I don't know if Shalonda has anything else to say. I mean, my thing is like, look, just do it now.
Yeah, I disagree. Just do it now, because also I believe, Apple, we're both good on this. As a bonus for this particular one, if you take action in the next 12 hours, we're going to go ahead and connect with you directly to see exactly what is your business, what are your needs, okay, what are you currently doing, what's working for you, what's not working for you, so we can help you create a time management plan that's going to be specific for you. Yet in order to get that, you'll need to take action within the next 12 hours of right now. Okay, 12 hours of right now, and I know I have my time of Eastern Standard. You have Pacific, whatever. 12 hours from now. Okay,
So that would be 10:34-ish, 10:30 p.m. Pacific, 1:30 a.m. Eastern.
Eastern. Okay, so that's how much time you have to take action right now on that and really get yourself in a place where the rest of this week you see the results. And that's all I have to say. I'll catch you same time. We'll see you here same time, same bat channel next week.
Bye.
Bye.